Why did the pen drop? You don't know? I'd better not tell you. It's her grandchildren who call her Gar, and I suppose I called her mother Gar. But I only dimly remember that grandmother, my mother's mother, an old lady quietly dressed in black.
She loved books. She let me count them all, and there were over 1,000. Her house was like a relic. It held memories of an ancient world, a world where the wild was still wild and people still worshipped the hearth. She remembered walking across the country for miles, homeless and cold, eating raw cabbages from a farmer's field. To use a cliché, she was an old soul. She spoke of fairies tugging at the power lines in the countryside. Up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen, we daren't go a-hunting for fear of little men. She was superstitious and religious, a palm-reading Christian. I would say that I'm an atheist, but I hope for her sake it's all true. She had a good heart. She was beautiful. I thank her for my eyebrows. She wore gypsy skirts and headscarves. She loved the outdoors. She grew blackcurrants and raspberries and gooseberries, and foraged for sloes and strawberries and rosehips. Her house was full of demijohns, funny wine. She respected nature. She warned me of bogs, landslides, riptides, and undertow. Oh, hear us when we cry to thee for those in peril on the sea. She loved the sea. She worked hard. She was twice widowed. She was a loving mother and grandmother. She rode a blue bicycle. I look after it now.
Is this coffee? Well, no. This is coffee. Our story begins here with coffee. Its flavor caught in the closed fist of the bean, freed then by the grinding mills in an endless cascade, brewed into a beverage that is consumed in the hundreds of millions of cupfuls each day. In this beverage that has become so much a part of our lives, there is a background, a tradition that reaches deeply into the culture of many lands. Its beginning under warm tropical sun, the care and attention to which it is treated during its journey from tree to cup.
What the world would be like if there weren't any light. I wonder what light is.
That's a tough question, Steve. We know things about light, but nobody really knows what light is.
I wonder how we see.
Man has been wondering how we see as far back as the ancient Greeks. Some of them believed that every object sprayed out small images of itself. You saw something when the images entered your eyes. But in the dark, something stopped the object from spraying. The theory broke down. Obviously, light has something to do with seeing. Let's do a little investigating. May we have a light source, please? And a moon or some other object? You and Steve don't see the tennis ball at all, no matter how much you think you do. You're seeing the light that strikes the ball and bounces off. No light, no sight.
Paradoxical. Bold.
Yeah.
Mysterious.
Eccentric.
Eccentric.
Private.
She was a very, very private woman.
I never had any idea she took pictures.
She would take photographs, many, many photographs.
She would never have let this happen.
Is there anything that you wish you would have done differently then?
Sure, I wish I would have found those negatives instead of you.
It was winter, 2007. The auction house is across the street from my home. And I found this box that was loaded with negatives.
Mucho antes de saber que haría una película sobre Ada Falcón, fui a ver una película muda a la casa de Aníbal Ford. Fue Aníbal, un amigo y sabio del tango, quien me abrió las puertas a los distintos estilos de las cancionistas.
Yo de mi barrio era la piba más bonita.
Me habló de Rosita Quiroga,
En un colegio de monjas me eduqué. Y aunque es inútil que la llames, del mundo ya se fue.
de Mercedes Simone,
La ambición fue culpable de tu olvido y por eso lo que quiero es libertarme. Nuevas esperanzas
de Libertad Lamarque,
le traerán el dulce olvido y así podrá olvidarme.
de Tita Merelo,
Sueña marinero con tu viejo bergantín, bebe tus nostalgias en el sordo cafetín, llueve sobre el...
de Amanda Ledesma,
Pues tu voz quien me ató fue tu andar.
la emoción con que habló de ellas me contagió.
Como me dijiste que no te gustaban las cantantes de tango, te dije, no escuchaste a Ada Falcón. Ella era una diva, ¿eh?
Al final de la noche me contó muy brevemente la historia de Ada.
Una mina que había ganado mucha guita.
What are you doing down there? Just standing there?
Just filming the main room.
Whiskers! Well, did you know that Whiskers has disappeared?
A cat got out. I'm trying to get it in.
We don't know how he got out. I think he got out in that hole up there.
I knew they were coming.
I think he got out in that hole. He could jump up
They
there.
were coming enough.
Yeah. No, he got out in that hole, he did.
I put the moon out. You told me to.
No, Harry, he got out this hole here. That was the noise we heard. The raccoon did that to my new hole. Isn't that terrible? They'll have the whole house down soon.
Yeah, we'll be raided again. We'll be raided again by the village of East Hampton. You know, they can get you in East Hampton for wearing red shoes on a Thursday and all that sort of thing. I don't know whether you know that. I mean, do you know that? They can get you for almost anything.
Terus kata enggak putar sudah. Nen tengah ma putar salah nen kau enggak putar sudah. Putar salah enggak putar sudah. Nak kawan, ya nen tak kau enggak. Mai putar sudah. Kau enggak. Tak apa dah. Wah, pada, kai, kau tu dah. Kedua lah, pada kau enggak lah. Macet. Anytime, Pringle. Oh, anytime. Doing. Oh, benar. Benar. Anytime.
San Diego Union, July 5th, 1977. Do Grace and Virginia Kennedy really talk over life's complexities in a secret language of their own invention? Or is their mysterious speech an almost meaningless babble that only sounds sophisticated to others? The subject triggered widespread speculation last week as the world found itself intrigued with the pretty 6-year-old twins who lived on food stamps and welfare with their parents and grandmother in Linda Vista. The case could be something like that of the so-called wild child of Aveyron. San Diego Union, July 10th, 1977. Grace and Virginia Kennedy, identical twins who had been mistakenly sentenced to live out their lives as mental cripples, have been reprieved. The Linda Vista girls throughout their lives have been thought to be severely retarded, and they were treated as such. This idea grew mainly because the girls never learned to speak English or German, the two languages spoken in their home. New York Times, September 11th, 1977. Scientists have been baffled in recent weeks by the conversations of the pretty, black-haired twins who understand English, German, sign language, and a smattering of Spanish, but who for 5 years have spoken only in what appears to be a language of their own. Their conversations are unintelligible, even to their parents, Thomas Kennedy and his German-born wife, Christine, of San Diego. Alexa Romaine, the principal therapist working with the Kennedy twins, believes that further observations and testing may disclose that, quote, their Jabberwocky may really be a comprehensive private language with a structured syntax, unquote.
Mandat penes, udah yang sekarang bawa. Net kalian gua bawa. Net udah, gabeng. Net, sekarang gua. Net udah. Dokter. Apa yang kocak? Tadi. Dokter, kemana pernah? Liba muka ni. Terus sekarang nggak putar sudah. Nen tengah ma putar salah nen kalian nggak putar sudah. Oh, anytime. Pengs. Kalian gimana? How many times? Skanks.